Hello, welcome back. Today, I'm going to tell you about everything that's happened in the past few months. I've been gone. My voice is a little bit different. Hopefully, and probably, you don't notice. If you do, I hope that you still find my voice relaxing. So in July, my wife was admitted to the hospital with diverticulitis. They told her that she had an abscess, but that she didn't need surgery. She was in the hospital for about 4 days. They gave her antibiotics, and then they sent her home. And a week later, I got out of bed to find that she was on the couch, covering herself in blankets, trying to get warm. She said that she was very cold. She wanted me to turn up the thermostat as high as I could. And I said, we need to go back to the hospital. She said, no, I just need to get warm, I'm fine. She didn't want to go back, but she did need to go back. I tried to get her to stand up, and she couldn't. She was confused, and I called 911, and they sent EMTs who helped me get her up off the couch. She was delirious. We had to carry her out the door to put her on the stretcher because it is very hard to get a stretcher through our hall door and then into our apartment. There's a 90-degree turn. It's very inconvenient. And the doors of our apartment open in. So the 90-degree turn is made all the more difficult by the fact that you can't open the door all the way or it will block our door. Wow. Anyway, we got my wife onto the stretcher. She doesn't remember any of this. I went to the ER. They got her installed in a room, hooked her up to an IV, gave her more antibiotics, and they told her that she needed surgery. But her potassium was very low. And they didn't tell me this, but I think that since potassium is necessary for the function of your nerves, your heart, your brain, that because her potassium is crashing, her blood pressure was very low. And it was. Her O2 sats were in the 80s. And this was probably affecting brain function as well, which explains her delirium. Maybe. I don't know. So, my wife was in the hospital for a week, a little bit longer. They did the surgery. They removed a foot of bowel, got all the infection out, and also found a tumor. So they excised the tumor, and it was benign. Lisa, my wife, stayed in the hospital for a few more days and then finally came home. I was with her the whole time. Unfortunately, while I was in the hospital, I contracted a respiratory infection. And I ended up with pleural effusion. So even after the respiratory infection cleared up, I was short of breath and I was coughing a lot. And that was annoying. But I dealt with it, and it's gone now. However, it changed my voice a little bit. I'm okay with it. I feel like my singing voice might actually be a little bit better. I'm hoarse right now because I just got back from a walk. My wife had further surgery to remove all of the tumor to make sure it was completely gone, and it is. Now, she is almost ready to go back to work. There's a person walking around outside my window, and I'm looking at them occasionally. He's on the phone. Hopefully you can't hear him talking, but you may. Anyway, my wife is at work right now because they're going to give her 3 weeks vacation, which she had coming up anyway. They're giving it to her all at once, so she has more time to recover. But she has to work 1 day in order to get that vacation. So, after today, she will come back. She will be home for 3 more weeks, and then she will go back to work. We went to the urgent care when she first began having abdominal pain. And the doctor at the urgent care told her she needed to go to the hospital right away, and that doctor saved her. I'm very grateful that everything turned out fine. And I'm grateful for you, that you stayed with me. I thank you. I hope that you feel at peace. Through all of this, my meditative practice has helped me stay grounded. So we have some time. I thought maybe we could meditate together. Obviously, my eyes will be open. Well, maybe not. As you can see, I'm winging it today. I'm always winging it. So, without further ado, let's get started. I want you to close your eyes and breathe normally. If you can take a few deep breaths, then take them. Imagine the sound of the ocean. Your breath is the sound of the ocean in your mouth, in your nose. When you let that breath out, let it out gently, or you'll get something that's close to a snore. Try and move the sound to the front of your mouth if you can. After you take these breaths, if you've chosen to, return to normal breathing. And imagine your body is soft. Soft body. You will feel the tension in your shoulders. You may feel it in your jaw or your cheeks. You may feel it in your legs, in your feet. Everywhere you feel tension, release it. Imagine roots growing from your feet into the ground. You are grounded. You are rooted and cannot be moved unless you decide to move. You are protected. All around you is a wall of trees. Trees grow up in a ring around you, your own personal forest. And maybe they close above you, and maybe they don't. And above you is the sky. And maybe in the sky there are stars. You are surrounded by beauty, the untouched natural world within your own personal forest. You are a light. You are surrounded by light, and you are light. Your own personal forest is dark except for the light that you create, the light of you. The light is around you, and it is in you, and you breathe it. You are in the forest, and you are part of the forest. The wall of trees protects you, and you are a tree in that wall. Breathe normally. Every time you breathe, you bring your focus back to your breath. Every time you inhale and exhale, you refocus. Every time. Every breath is the first breath. Every moment is the first moment of your meditation. You feel those thoughts, the circus of your thoughts, noisy, bright, demanding your attention. But every time you breathe, you bring your attention back to your breath. That circus doesn't need your attention. Those thoughts don't need your attention. If there are thoughts that need your attention right now, then attend to those thoughts. But most of those thoughts, most of that clamor in your mind does not need your attention. Maybe you're thinking about what you're going to make for dinner, or the words to a song that you woke up with in your head today and you have no idea why, or regrets about something embarrassing that happened 15 years ago. These thoughts, they don't need you. They are going to run without you. They are going to race because that is their nature. They do not produce anything. All they do is move. Let them move. They move past you. You don't need to inventory them, catalog them. You don't need to judge them. You are not judging right now. You are just breathing. You are the light in your own personal forest. Perhaps there's a canopy of leaves above you. Perhaps there's the moon and stars. Perhaps there's a bright blue sky, not a cloud in sight. You are breathing. You are focusing. You don't need to quiet your mind. Let your mind be loud. It's over here, separate from you. And you are focusing on your breath. Breathe and meditate. Focus on your breath. No judgment. You can't do this wrong. You can't mess up. You can't fail. You're doing it right because you're doing it. There's a cat at my feet. He is giving me his little broken meow, and he is communicating to me that it's time to end the video. Meditate for as long as you feel comfortable, and don't ask yourself whether you did a good job or whether you can do this, because you did it. And you can't do a bad job. Thank you for listening. I wish you peace and loving kindness. And I will see you in the next video.